Hey guys, this is Mike Chalice for GamingLagg.com. Do you really like our content? I would imagine that's a yes since you're hearing me right now. Well, consider becoming a patron on our Patreon. Throw us $1 a month. It doesn't seem like much, but if we hit our goal of 1,000 $1 patrons, we will be able to do so much more. Thank you always for your continued support. Good evening, Guardians, and welcome to The Last Word, GamingLagg.com's Destiny-only podcast. We don't have time for I'm just kidding. I'm here with the man with the beard, Matt Bird.
How's it going?
And a special guest, because the other half of the table is unusually empty. We have Mr. Ryan Brewer here, one of our friends who plays Destiny with us on a regular basis.
How's it going?
Oh, you know, living the dream, sir, living the dream. So I have a novel here that I got to read to you. And that's what this podcast is going to be about. Okay. So we got a good show. Obviously, there's some controversial news coming out of Bungie with weapon tuning. We're going to go over that in a second. But before we do, we are going to talk a little bit about Gamer Support Gamers, which is a page on our website that supports people just like us trying to make gaming-related content. That could be a YouTube channel, a Twitch stream, or a website or podcast. Anything and everything gaming-related will be accepted. You fill out an application on our website, and we will add you to the list of gamers that are there. Hopefully, it means as we grow, you guys grow. It's a saturated market, but there are some amazing people making really great content, and they do not get noticed because, well, the reasons I said before. And more importantly than that, of course, we are going to be at the Fredericton Gaming Expo, our first ever expo. It's a small one locally here in Fredericton, New Brunswick, so if you're in the Maritimes or if you're a local listener or somewhere near there, it is the biggest one in our area. It's the only way... It's really the best way to go and be with the gamers for the entire weekend. But why we are there is more important than the actual event itself. It is Extra Life. We are going to be raffling off a basket, hopefully meeting some great people and hopefully raising some money to get a head start on losing Matt's beard. He'll go over that in a second. But Matt, I need you to tell me why Extra Life is so important. Why do you need my money so bad?
You got to stop being
so I like it.
About it. Extra Life is a fundraising campaign by gamers to support Children's Miracle Network hospitals, which they do get most of their funding through these fundraising campaigns.
Yes.
The only way that they do it pretty much. But the Children's Miracle Network hospital we chose was the IWK because it is near and dear to us.
Absolutely.
Probably around the 1 year mark, maybe even at the Gaming Expo. We're going to have a little interview with, I'm going to actually announce it right now because he's not here.
Sure.
One of our co-hosts, Mr. Josh Quigley, he actually does use it, so we're going to interview him about why the IWK and Children's Miracle Hospitals are so important. So.
Absolutely. I mean, it's really the important thing is that there's too much negativity in the gaming world. There are too many people hacking and griefing people on the internet. This is one of the ways that we can create positivity in the gaming world, and it really shows what gamers can do for other people. And I mean, that's what Extra Life is all about. It's trying to help Children's Miracle Network obviously get lots of money, and they raise millions and millions of dollars every year. To do this, we will be doing a stream on November 7th and 8th. It'll be a 24-hour stream. We are going to play lots of different types of games. And if we reach $2,500, Matt will be losing his beard on the stream. We will shave it off. And I think we're going to do something a little bit more fun. I don't think we're just going to stream straight gameplay with us in the background. I think we're going to stream the room of us playing gameplay as well. Maybe we'll go back and forth from that. Maybe we'll run 2 streams. We'll have like the room stream and then, things like that. We'll see what we can do. But it's important. Extra Life is awesome. Best part about it is you don't need our permission to join our team. You can go to Extra Life and search GamingLagg.com. We are there. Join our team. And you don't need our permission. The other thing is if you're not going to join our team, but you do want to contribute, please choose one of your hosts here on the podcast and donate. Simple as that. We're each going to try and do $100 a piece. Obviously, our goal is to get more. We do have more than just our hosts on the team.
I've already raised my amount.
There you go.
And
simple as that.
It's $200 for our t-shirt.
$200 for the t-shirt, yeah, and I will get that, no problem. If I have to pay it myself, I will. It's a great cause, and as Matt said, we have a host of the show who really does utilize the IWK, and you'll find out more about that. It'll be Fredericton Gaming Expo is going to be how we kick this off. I think that's enough about that, though. Anything interesting happened in Destiny for you guys this week, gameplay-wise? Like, have you been doing anything?
Well, we just nicely this week finished up Skolas. We
Okay.
finished up the Elder Cipher.
Yeah, those triumphs are interesting. Nobody had any interest in doing it. I had already done it a couple of times, but you guys hadn't. But this triumph thing seems to be sparking some. As much as everybody says it's a stupid emblem, everybody's like, well, no, I got to get it.
Yeah,
I don't want to be that 1 year one guy that doesn't have the emblem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not sure why. I randomly got it
It's
in
the
my head.
best.
I'm not sure why. I think I blame him.
It was definitely my fault.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was like, well, I'm a.
But
I'm
what
a
about
collection-
what about the moments of triumph, guys? We need to defeat Skolas.
Yeah,
I have the
no.
platinum. I win.
I had it too. I
know.
got the same
Yeah,
thing.
we
I
got
got it before
I
you.
know. I don't care.
So yeah.
25 minutes before me.
Yeah, I had to take you ghost hunting though, which
Yeah.
was one of the easiest things to do.
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I got the platinum. I have 3 platinums now. It's amazing. Anything else? I know you guys have been doing Elder Cipher stuff.
Yeah, all Elder Cypher did so many PoEs this week. Did a little bit of Sherping, but I hate those Judgment's Chance. I really regret not buying the rocket launcher last week, but did enough 34s and stuff, so I have weapon cores and armor cores just sitting there waiting. Etheric Light sitting there waiting, which now I don't know what.
It's getting
I'm
to
gonna
that
use.
point, right? Like
Yeah.
it's. I really hope the Taken King is as big as they say, because the Dark Below House of Wolves, it seems like after officially about a month and a half, 2 months, there's nothing left to do typically.
Yeah.
It's about how long it takes.
If any of our followers do want to, take somebody along in a raid, I'm always looking forward to a raids because
We've been trying to schedule one for the last few weeks. It's
and-
just people don't have the motivation, or people are away on vacation. We were 2 guys short, and we can probably like 4 or 5 man certain ones, but it's not as fun.
yeah,
We prefer to do it legit.
We
Yeah,
4-man
full-
VOG, but it's,
Oh yeah.
it's just not the same.
No, it's not the same even a little bit.
No,
No.
the full 6-man event's what they're supposed to be. So.
Yeah. And I think everybody's excited to have that back. We're going to go through this news really quickly. I didn't do a lot in Destiny because I've been playing other games and such. And then we have some crazy weapon tuning stuff that we need to go through. There are 5 pages here. I've never seen more than 1.
Yeah, no.
This is going to be a 45-hour podcast, and it will actually be episodes 24, 25, and 26 altogether. No, just kidding. Let's go through this news here. Due to a glitch, Xur was without exotic weapon that Bungie was unable to fix in time. So, don't delay it or do anything like that. Don't give me... You want to know why? Because Galahorn was supposed to be there.
Yes, exactly.
That's why.
That's
He's
exactly
like,
why.
nah, I glitched. Sorry, guys. No Galahorn. No Galahorn.
They guarantee he's going to have a weapon next week, and
Really?
everyone's going to like it. So to me,
If
that
it's
means that's
Galahorn,
Galahorn.
That means it's going to be Galahorn.
I'm gonna be upset if they do
Oh
that.
man, I hope they do that, because that's the best going along with the rest of the
No.
news. So Nerf bat, here's the weapon. I have a whole bunch of strange coins ready to buy it, so I don't care.
You'll buy 3.
Bungie hires new community manager, Chris Cosmo
23.
23. Shannon.
That's his last name. Chris Shannon is his name. Cosmo
Okay.
23 is his
Is his
tag name.
okay? Chris Cosmo, 23, Shannon, creator of Destiny subreddits. That's interesting that they grab somebody who already knows a really good community and basically saying, "You're already doing a great job with this subreddit community. Let's bring you over to Bungie. We need people like you."
I think
Yeah.
it's smart.
Absolutely smart. And who wouldn't take that job? If you're doing a Destiny subreddit, obviously that's your dream job at that point, right?
Yep.
OP supply drop.
Op supply drop.
Op supply drop.
Operation supply drop is what it stands for.
OP supply drop. So it was
Okay.
right the first time. Because it's overpowered. Strikes for veterans over the weekend. Another way.
There is positivity in the gaming culture.
Yes. Okay.
Community.
Sorry, Matt's writing is abysmal.
It was very fast. because
I get it. I
forgot
know you
about
were
it.
doing it while I was doing the introduction and stuff. It's fine. It's fine. No big deal. Anyway, it was really great. We were retweeting some of their stuff. They raised some money.
A lot of money.
A lot of money over the weekend they were just doing strikes, I think, right?
Yeah, just strikes, and they were creating their own modifiers that you weren't allowed to take primaries with burns in, or you weren't allowed to use certain weapons.
Okay,
You weren't allowed to
cool.
use exotics, and
No primaries with burns and then go into. Yeah, that'd be interesting.
well, if they did the
Anyway,
Nightfall,
That
they
was,
wasn't
I
doing
think
that
that was
anyway.
Destiny, Dad's Destiny were doing that as well, right?
Yeah, strikes for
A whole bunch of people were doing
Operation
it.
Supply Drop is is a fundraising campaign where they support troops in the States.
Yep.
I actually looked into it, but they don't do Canadian troops, so I mean, good on
Well,
the Americans.
absolutely. absolutely.
I'd rather
And all it does is send supply drops overseas. Is that
like
what it is? They raise
video
money.
games and stuff for when they're in areas where they can't leave or do anything. So
absolutely. Always good to see positivity, much like Extra Life and things like that. Again, there's way too many negative people in the industry, and we hope to change that a little bit.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Let's get into the nitty-gritty of this, because there's some news that came out of Bungie this week, and I laughed like probably for 15 minutes straight every time I read something. They took a Nerf bat that the size of the Empire State Building, and so this is the issue. This is how everybody sees it. So they took a Nerf bat the size of the Empire State Building. I don't see it that way. I think some of the changes are needed, and maybe I'll play devil's advocate here because I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me. But we're going to go through this. There's some major weapon changes coming in patch 2.0, which I believe is going to come with the Taken King. And let's get to it. So auto rifles needed to be rejuvenated.
Yeah. So we start there. It changes.
Changes. Increase base damage. Start damage fall off closer to the player to emphasize its role as a close to medium range weapon. Small reduction in base stability. Landing shots at optimal range is unaffected, but repeated precision hits require more weapon control to land consistently. Boost damage by 10% against AI combatants. So looks like they're really hitting it hard with the PvE stuff, and they're trying to make them more viable.
And PvP.
Yeah, and that needed to happen because when that nerf came, before that nerf in PvP, it was Suros regime, and that was it.
Yeah.
Period, end of story. And then they did that nerf, and then all of a sudden, Thorn was born.
Yeah.
Basically.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. Everybody was just jumping in and being like, no, we're just going to use Thorn now.
Yep.
Period, end of story.
This needs to happen for
that
auto
needs to
rifles.
happen. That's a positive change.
Yeah.
Nothing's bad when you hear that a weapon is being boosted and it's going to make... I know it's going to make Josh happy. He's not here to talk about this, but he loves Suros regime. It's his favorite weapon.
And he hasn't been
able to use it because it's just not as viable. And you don't want to be that guy who's, no, I'm going to use Suros because it does less damage, but I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pulse rifles. They want to maintain that feeling of raw power, but introduce some subtlety to the firing mechanics of the weapon. So changes are reduce base damage of the medium
rate of fire.
Rate of fire by about 2.5%. PvP bursts to kill all precision hits in 2 or 3, depending on victim's armor stat. Small reduction in base stability. A burst should still land all shots at optimal range, but 3 precision hits will require more weapon control and land consistently. And increase magazine size for all base inventory stats. So they're making them bigger. They're making them harder to hit, like 3 shots, like things like Red Death.
Yeah,
I think that's what they're trying to say. I mean, it's all a bunch of mumbo jumbo sometimes, but Red Death is so accurate that 3 shots will be headshots automatically.
Yeah.
Right?
So take that, and you could do that across the map with Red Death. There was no fall off damage on it.
No, for sure. You could snipe with the thing. Do you use pulse rifles, Ryan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Red Death was one of those ones. I like it. I just don't like it as much as Oversoul Edict.
Okay.
I mean,
I think the downside is it had no sight, and a lot of people prefer to use something with a sight. It just
I
had
love
iron
for Crota.
sights.
For Crota, obviously, when you're fighting Crota, when you don't have any regen there,
hard mode there?
Yep. It's one of those things where that weapon was a godsend, in my opinion.
Yeah, okay.
But
well, at least they're not touching like the health regen and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they're just making it kind of similar to the fusion rifle thing, where they're going to make it a little bit harder to just get so many consistent hits. They're basically saying you need to be a better player to do that instead of just random person. Actually, I want to bring this up, and I know this was for sniper rifles, but Triple Rec had a hilarious tweet, and I retweeted it. It was awesome, and he's a very, very good Destiny player. He retweeted a picture of him doing a headshot with a sniper rifle, and his tweet just said, "Here you go, last rounders. This is what you're going to have to do after the weapon," because everybody else is just last rounding and hitting you in the body to one-shot you. And he doesn't do that, obviously, because he's much better than those people. I just wanted to mention that. I thought that tweet was hilarious. Yeah. And I like Triple Rec. He's funny. Page 1.
Page 2, Scout Rifles.
Page 2, Scout Rifles. Changes are increased base damage for medium to high rate of fire for Scout Rifles. PvP does not affect time to kill in PvP on a Guardian with full health. Increase magazine size for all base inventory stats. Reduce final accuracy when firing from the hip. Fast firing outside of ADS.
Yeah, I don't know.
Will be less accurate, and boost damage by 5% against AI combatants. So they're making it harder to use in PvP, I think.
Yeah. Well, you can't do your run up to someone and, oh crap, they're there, and hip fire and kill them.
It's designed to be a range.
Yeah,
like
it's designed to be like more of a
primary.
sniper type weapon.
It really,
but
and that's really what a scout rifle is, right?
yeah.
So
and vision is going to be so much better after that against AI.
yeah, big
Dead-
damage increase, and they already do a lot of damage,
Deadshot
but they're
Luna.
underused in PvP, so hopefully that means.
Deadshot Luna is going to be crazy.
go to dead orbit and buy it with auto and exploding rounds. That weapon would be just lethal.
Yeah, I think I have that one. I've gotten it about 60 times.
I have 2 of them, but I haven't bought it from dead orbit. I've got it from drops. And
Yeah, me too.
It's not as good.
Yeah. Hand cannons changes. Start damage fall off closer to the player to limit long range lethality. That needs to happen because I can pick people off like crazy with Thorn. Small reduction to ADS accuracy. Targeted at making long-range snap shooting less reliable. Reduce final accuracy when firing from the hip. Fast firing from hip is less reliable. Reduce magazine size of all base inventory stats. Reduce base optics or zoom for all hand cannons, and ADS now grants more width in favor of depth. They're making it so you cannot snipe with the weapon. That's what it should say in big bold letters.
Yeah, which is needed.
They could have made that nice and easy.
Yeah,
Except
absolutely.
for
They don't need all
Fatebringer
this. This is
against
lawyer
PvE.
talk.
Except for Fatebringer and PvE.
Yeah, we're gonna go over the nerfs to specific weapons later. This is just the generalization of the weapon balancing and stuff that they're doing. Shotguns, really quickly. Shotgun perks that enhance lethality at range should be less effective when combined with a high initial rate stat.
Range.
High initial range stat. Yeah, okay. So they're basically nerfing Matador 64 and Fellwinter's Lie.
Yeah.
Reduce shot package accuracy buff by 30%. That's basically more accurate when you're aiming it. Rangefinder adds a 5% base damage increase on ADS was 20%, so that's nerfed as well. Reduce precision damage multiplier on shotguns by 10%, and reduce damage against AI combatants by 10%. So they made a gun. They made a gun awesome. And everybody started using them again, and now they're not awesome.
Yeah. So my Lord of Wolves, except for when we talk about it later, the one thing it's going to get is going to suck.
I will say that I'm not going to say anything until I actually see the effect. Maybe they still are really, really good because they did increase the damage against AI by 100% last time, so now they're only reducing it by 10%, so maybe we'll see. But basically, they're just trying to nerf the shotguns like Fellwinter's Lie, Matador 64, which, culprit, use one. They are overpowered as shit. You literally one shot from, and you can be a good 10 yards away and still get the kill. Yeah. It's really crazy, and that's not what a shotgun's supposed to be. You're supposed to be up close and personal with them. Fusion rifle changes. Slow charging, high-impact fusion rifles have a decreased range values. That needs to happen as well. Makes it more difficult to max out range for these weapons. Projectile speed for fusion rifles is slightly reduced. Emphasizes the need to lead a target outside medium range. Improved accuracy for short range, and reduced accuracy for long range. More nerf of the same thing from last time.
Yeah.
Exactly, making the spread probably a little bit better. They're still a little bit overpowered because even though the spread is wider, you can still snipe with them. I get killed by them all the time. Sniper rifle changes. Final round on sniper rifle buffs. Precision damage only, not base damage. This change only affects this perk when combined with sniper rifles. Thank God.
Yeah.
That is the biggest piece of bullcrap in PvP right now. Final round, and just you can shoot through everything. One hit kill if you hit the body. It's stupid. I'm really happy about that. It rewards people with skill and that are very good with sniper rifles instead of just somebody who's just quick scoping and maybe hits you in the arm and it still kills you. That's page 2.
Yeah. Oh, they're still going for sniper rifles though.
No, they weren't. Rocket launchers.
Oh, okay, rocket launchers.
Rocket launcher changes. Slight increase to base blast radius. Grenades and horseshoes proximity detonation reduce. Oh, I didn't know that one.
That's actually a good one because instead of aiming at someone in the background and then someone jumps up and they're still far away, it's not going to blow up.
I still don't like. I like the anarchy of it just blowing up randomly. Exotic weapon tuning. So this is the stuff.
This is the.
Sorry about all that boring stuff.
This is the meat and
freaking
potatoes.
19. Jesus,
this
man.
is the face.
We just put everybody to sleep with that. That was 19 minutes. Oh my god. Let's go into hard light changes. These are exotic weapons. These are all the craziness. So hard light changes are increased base stability to 80. It was 65. Increases bounce count for hard light projectiles, and hard light projectiles are not affected by damage fall off. So stand in a corner, shoot a rock, kill everybody around you.
Yeah,
basically.
And they've buffed assault rifles. So the buff to that plus that gun is going to be useful, which I'm actually excited about because it's a cool gun. Never leveled it up because I got it after that big nerf from last time. Anybody else going to try it?
I'm going to try it now.
Spray and pray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next one.
That's the motto for Call of Duty, my friend. Spray and pray. Man, there's going to be some pro gamers that are just like, that's not what it is. I don't care. Necrochasm increased base stability to 60. It was 40. Increased maximum magazine size. That needed that. Cursebringer perk will always trigger on a precision kill, and Cursebringer explosion has increased radius and deals more damage. So lots of explodey arc damage and more stability makes it probably a little bit more viable.
Yeah.
I think so.
Out of all the people we play with, Josh is the only one that has it, and he complains every time. He's like,
why is this the new Vex Mythoclast? It doesn't it wasn't very good.
I've watched him use it once, and he was saying that it's
that buff seems pretty good though, because everything that Josh complains about with that weapon, literally, it's we're fixing that, we're fixing that, we're fixing that, we're fixing that.
Yeah. So
simple as that. Last word. This is bad. This is a huge nerf for anybody who uses last word. The fact is that this gun is the fastest way to kill somebody because it fires so fast, and the hip firing is crazy.
That's what it's a hip fire gun.
But you can also fire it really well using anyway. So the last word changes are reduce range stat from 10 it was 20, so half the range. Reduce stability from 20 it was 30. Reduce effective range while in ADS, which is aiming down the sights. Yeah. We just figured it out. Increase accuracy and precision damage aim assist scale when firing from the hip. Get 3 coffins ready. Fixed bugs with hip fire damage bonus applying incorrectly. They reduced the damage from the hip fire. They made it so you basically can't fire it while aiming. It's supposed to be a hip fire weapon. That's what they're trying to make it.
Yeah.
But that's pretty bad. There's a lot of people that are using last word. It was the 3rd most popular weapon in PvP, I believe.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah. Thorn. Sorry, guys. It's gone. That includes me. I use it all the time.
Yeah, that's the only reason that I started doing well in PvP, but it's not going to do the same anymore.
No.
So.
Reduce base damage of Thorn, Mark of the Devourer, which is the damage over time thing, to 1/3 of what it was in PvE and PvP. And allow dot to stack up to 5 times across multiple landed projectiles. This is a net buff for Thorn's dot, but reduces the lethality of the weapon in PvP. Yes, it can stack, but you have to shoot the guy multiple times. There's not going to be any more of this 3 shots and then run away and they die. Yeah. You actually have to keep shooting them.
Yeah, you're going to unload your clip.
And that's unfair. All these people are like, oh, I hate this. This weapon doesn't feel good anymore, blah, blah, blah. It's like, it needs to be done, guys. It needs to be balanced. No professional, the reason that Destiny isn't really an esport is it is unbalanced. It's so unbalanced, and that's why things like this need to happen. It would be awesome if they just made all the other weapons better as opposed to the other way around.
Yeah, but that gun, I mean, you go into trials, what gun do you always see?
Yeah. Thorn. Yeah. Well, I got my
might have a chance at trials now, though.
Yeah, maybe. Doubtful, but maybe. Hawkmoon. This actually made me cry because I thought it was really fun, but obviously it needed to happen. Add a stack limit to Luck in the Chamber and Holding Aces so that only 2 of the bonus perks will ever stack on 1 round. This should prevent Hawkroom from one hit killing full health players in PvP. I don't know how many times that's happened, but I laugh every time it happens.
You're just like, oh, I hit you in the air.
All 3, the Luck in the Chamber and Holding Aces, all 3 go onto 1 bullet in the 13-round chamber, and boom, the guy dies. Yeah. Just insane. Add 2 rounds to Hawkmoon magazine when Holding Aces is unlocked. Luck in the Chamber damage bonus is reduced by 3%. So you're going to have a 15-round Hawkmoon, though.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Still good. I'm going to use the shit out of that weapon.
I think that gun probably will run.
That'll probably be the new popular, with the exception of what happens with auto rifles, because a lot of people were using those before.
Yeah, I do think that this is going to be a good one for people that are finally going to get it on Xbox as well.
Yeah.
So
I know the thing that I feel bad about those people for is that man, it was just so funny when you one-shot kills. And you weren't even, it's not trying. You were just like, oh, God, this guy's shooting me. You turn around and shoot, and they die. And I know that person just screamed. I know it.
Oh, they probably flipped.
Oh, yeah. I love that
Probably a Mr. Gloom Doom headset flying out.
Yeah, you just see,
controller.
That's it. I'm done with this game. Icebreaker changes. This one was kind of weird. There was nothing wrong with Icebreaker.
No, I hate this one.
Nobody used it in PvP.
No.
Nobody, because the recoil was just bonkers.
Yeah.
Nobody used it in PvP. Everybody used it in PvE. It was that one weapon that you would fall back to if you didn't have any other exotics that you really needed to use. But they're changing it so that the recharge time for rounds is 8 seconds instead of 5.
Yeah. No.
That's a long time.
That is.
That adds a long time. I think it adds another like well, what's that? 3 times 6, so 18 seconds.
24.
24 seconds.
18.
Math.
No, you were right.
I was right.
I can't
18 seconds.
Math.
Yes.
18 seconds more. I think, and correct me if you disagree with me, I think maybe the reason that they're doing this is because of what people were doing to get ammo for other special weapons.
Yeah.
It's gotta be.
I did it.
It's gotta be.
That's why I use Icebreaker for.
Yes, you would switch Icebreaker on and let it build up your ammo, then you'd switch back to whatever crazy shotgun you had, and you'd have half ammo again.
Yeah.
I think that's the reason they're doing that, to make it so it's not as viable to do that, but it makes me sad because I love Icebreaker.
That was one of those things where when I read that, it was a face to palm thing for me. Like I read that stuff just before I went to bed after we were playing PoE one night, and it's like, are you serious? Like,
it was the night we finished Skullus for the first time.
I know, yeah. I was happy about it, and it's like, oh, are you kidding me? Like,
yeah, I just don't get it. I don't not one person was saying this is overpowered and I'm so unhappy. Like, Xur sold it for two different weeks. Everybody has Icebreaker. It's not like it's everybody's trying, you need.
It's probably the one gun nobody complains about.
No, nobody complains about it.
Well,
it's just like, I like Icebreaker.
Will.
It's a good weapon. Now they will.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to. I'm sharding it. How about that, Bungie?
I'm not.
I'm flipping out now. I'm being the internet. I'm angry. I'm sharding it and deleting my character. No Land Beyond. Increase weapon handling speed for faster time to aim, ready, and stow. Adjust sights to fix overlap and parallax issue while aimed. Words.
I don't know what the parallax issue is.
Increase time decay of the master to 8 seconds and add an additional 20% precision damage bonus while the master is active. Nobody uses that gun. Who cares?
Yeah, moving on.
Moving on. Black Hammer. Oh!
That's a legendary, though. Why is that even in this?
You'll see.
I know what they did to it. It just...
Yeah. Black Hammer changes increased ammo inventory. It's going to be 18 rounds. Thank you, Bungie. However, White Nail perk now pulls ammo from your inventory. No more constant shooting on spider tanks. No more repeatedly shooting. You will have 18 rounds, 21 if you have a special ammo or armor piece, and... Yeah.
It does make sense, though, because landing those and never running out of ammo.
I get it. It's just, it does. The problem that I have with this change is that it makes the gun, I'm not going to say useless, but useless.
Yeah, it's only a three. If you,
I'm not saying that you wouldn't use it. You would, because yes, if you land 18 rounds in a row, that's a metric shit ton of damage.
Yeah. But
nobody's going to use that over an Icebreaker because Icebreaker's infinite ammo. Technically, it just takes a little bit longer to shoot. But the problem is that the gun's now not special. You don't get Black Hammer and go, oh my god, when the next time I go in have to do like a Nightfall of Sepix Prime, I'm gonna own him. Now you're not. It doesn't matter. That's the issue I have with it, I think. Well, it just makes it less special, that's all.
I'm going to use it, and then I'm going to switch to Icebreaker, reload my ammo, and then switch back to Black Hammer.
Okay.
I'm just going to stick with Shadow of Veils, I think, in all honesty.
Yeah, that is a
good
sniper rifle.
I liked Black Hammer for what it was. Unfortunately, that was the only.
I like that.
That was the only.
Talking in past tense about that.
That the only. Yeah. We'll just have a little funeral, put a flag up. Anybody want to say a few words? Yeah, I liked it for what it was. I'll probably use other sniper rifles now, just because that fun of it was the reason I liked using it. Lord of Wolves is getting actually a pretty good buff. It's going to triple the recovery boosts you get, and the recovery boost is already pretty good. No, it's pretty. You can notice it. So 3 times that, you'll notice it a lot more.
I noticed it doing Skull Loss.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the recovery boost for your helmet, though, not because of Lord of Wolves.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, well. Anyway, it's going to be tripled. I don't know what it's tripling, but it's
it was
that
only
number.
times 3, so it's times 9 now.
Times 9. Over 9,000? No? All right. And then the one that really...
It's stupid.
Really... Everybody's so bitter about it. I actually don't care.
Because you don't have it.
I know. But Galahorn needed to be changed. It's not like... The problem with Galahorn... Okay, really quickly, they're reducing Wolfpack rounds. Nobody should be angry about this because that doesn't mean it's not going to be a good rocket launcher. It's probably still going to be awesome. But the difference between that and arguably the second best rocket launcher, which would be maybe a toss-up between Truth and Hunger of Crota...
I would put Truth down below.
What would you put next?
I'd do Hunger.
Either Hunger or the new Void one from the House of Wolves,
okay.
which I can't remember the name.
let's take those. The difference is, though, is that the difference between that and a Galahorn was a million miles. Now it's going to be 500,000 miles. It's still going to be good. It's just, it was so bad that people were not letting you come into their groups because you didn't have a Galahorn, and you can't control that.
No.
But they were just, you're not coming in because we're doing this stupid cheap thing where it's solar burn, so we're all going to use Galahorns, and we're going to kill Skolas in 45 seconds because Galahorn's so overpowered. Like, it's supposed to be the best rocket launcher in the game. I don't think they intended it to be that good.
I think it's still going to be the best. I just think, like I'd said before, I think that this should have happened, if they're going to do it, back with the last DLC when people were having issues with doing Crota. And actually, like Josh had personally dealt with people questioning whether or not he was good enough to play with them because he didn't have a Galahorn.
I had the same thing. I was in the same group. I was with them.
Yeah, he was with them that time.
That's foolish.
Yeah.
Josh is probably one of the best players that I know.
Yeah, next to me, obviously. Just kidding. No, honestly, I didn't like the fact that people were being prejudiced against, if you don't have this weapon, you can't come, because people were exploiting stuff. And that Crota thing was complete BS.
Oh, yeah.
Because you could use any rocket launcher. If all of you shot a rocket, his shield went down. I don't care what you said. I was in there with a blue rocket launcher. I just didn't tell anybody. Nobody thought to inspect me, and we killed him. I didn't even get hit. Like, it doesn't matter. I hate that people were prejudicing against that. It leaves people that are afraid that they're not going to have a clean run at something. They don't want to put the effort. They just want it to be done quick. They're like, I want you to have Galahorn, or I'm not inviting you, whatever.
And I think that's what it's about. They're banking on that quick.
And I think actually
Bungie
Bungie released said that it was never intended to be a weapon that excluded you from groups if you didn't have it.
Yeah, and they're right, obviously.
But
like I
please
said,
any of these buffs, don't jump the gun until you try them. Why not? It says it's reducing Wolfpack round. It's not like it's saying we're buffing it by 50%.
It'll still be, in my opinion, the best heavy weapon in the game.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
I think that's their intention. It's just like you say, obviously, is to help make it so that people are not so quick to eliminate you from joining their group based on a weapon that you don't have.
I actually went and looked up at hashtag Destiny the game, and there were so many people saying that's it, that's the last straw. Now these are the same people that said that when they announced the Taken King.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the last straw, they're not getting any more of my money, and then they're still playing.
They'll be there.
Yes, of course. We're Destiny players. That's what we do. We bitch about the game. Everything that they do is never good enough. Everything that we do is awesome, and they can't ever meet our expectations because they make stupid decisions all the time, but yet we still give them so much money, and we're poor. We're poor.
We are poor.
I am.
Yeah,
I don't have a job.
So I just was looking over this as you guys were going over Galahorn. The only thing that we really need to talk about is the stat perk tuning.
Why don't you talk about that for a bit?
Just because it all those stat perks that are the 3s that take forever for you to upgrade. Mm-hmm. Now, once the lowest one upgrades, all of them unlock, which is basically what that all is in the last 2 pages. So it's not actually as long as we thought.
Okay, that's pretty good then. I like that, because that's really frustrating when you finally get to that perk and it should be 1 tier, and it's like, now you got to unlock all of them.
Now you got to get the next one, and then the one below it's going to start.
You're just waiting for that bubble to the right, but you're like, oh crap, I got to do the next 2 first.
Yeah, I think the reality is what always happens with this is they come up with a change and everybody just shits on them immediately. You cannot say that they didn't even give you a percentage of what the Wolfpack damage is going to be reduced by.
It's probably going to be like 10%.
We're reducing it by 1%.
That's true. It may only be.
What if they reduce it?
10.
What if they even if they do by 10, it's still going to be awesome. The only reason the reason they're doing that is because the reason that Galahorn does so much goddamn damage is because if you shoot it at one enemy, the Wolfpack rounds hit the one enemy as well. That's why. That's the only reason Hunger of Crota is not as good, because it just falls around them. But
it can be good, and I mean, obviously, even the cluster bombs with Hunger of Crota, though.
Yeah.
Any enemies around still take damage, so it's good. And I mean, obviously, with the changes that they're doing to the rocket launchers, that will make Hunger of Crota probably a little better.
So going over all those changes, I would prefer them to change other weapons to make them comparable. So why wouldn't they do that? And what weapons would you guys like to see more viable? Like, obviously, they're doing some great stuff. They're changing Hard Light, and I'm going to try it. Yeah. I'd love to level up that weapon and see what it over-penetrates enemies and flies off walls and everything. I'm just going to, if anything that's in an enclosed space, I'm just going to, like you said, spray and pray. I'm just going to shoot on the walls.
The one that I wish they had touched, and I do love it, and the one that actually needs to be nerfed is Invective.
I love Invective.
I know, it's so good.
Invective's really good. I'd love them to do something with Dragon's Breath because I love the look. I love that rocket launcher. I love that rocket launcher. The only reason that it's not good is because it doesn't have tracking.
I was gonna say, what would you want to change about it though?
I would want it to have either tracking or.
They wouldn't change that to a weapon now without...
Yeah, I mean, I guess really the only thing that sucks about it is tracking, or give it more velocity or something to make sure it gets to its target quicker, because I know that it is hard to hit things from far away. And and if you're doing Crota and all he does is sidestep, that's it. Or give it grenades and horseshoes so it explodes when it goes by an enemy. That's the perfect solution. You don't want it to have tracking? Give it grenades and horseshoes instead of whatever other stupid perk it has on there that means nothing, because it's such a cool concept for a weapon. There's other weapons that I'd love to see become better. Monte Carlo, I think I would like to be better, but I guess it's sort of meant to be a hip fire assault rifle. What are some other exotics that we'd love to be more comparable that I'd love to use? I don't even know. I'd love to use some more fusion rifles. I don't really like them.
Yeah, the Plan C and Pocket Infinity both aren't...
I shard them.
They're not that great.
really
I have
do.
them sitting in my vault just so I can say
Yeah,
I do
of course.
have all the well, I don't anymore, but I could say I had all the exotics.
Yeah, like why don't they make other weapons? Why don't they make Truth a little bit better? Why don't they give Truth is awesome.
Truth needs a bigger blast radius.
Yeah, or something like that. Like it would seem. And I'm taking this a little bit because I agree with the man. There's a host of a podcast on IGN, and I agree with him 100%. Why don't they make them a little bit better? Because exotics should feel special. I shouldn't have 50 exotics in the bank that I'm never going to use. Exotic weapons are harder to get. You can only use one at a time. You have to be strategic of what you use.
Yeah.
Why can't they all be cool?
Yeah.
Like there's so many of them that it's just like it looks cool.
And some of them, it seems like it's more of a visual appeal.
It seems like that's what they're trying to do, and they're still trying to balance it. I think people are just mad because imagine all the people that aren't really that good at the game. And I mean, this is kind of negative to look at it, but imagine the people that aren't that good at the game and they always use Galahorn to get through things, and then they can't, and then Galahorn what if they say Wolfpack rounds don't damage the target that it hits? Like, what if that, like, then that's a big nerf and stuff like that. So
I don't think it's going to be that big.
I don't think it is
a deal. And this is the first time I've read one that I haven't actually said, and who started as the person that was never going to play the game and now plays it the most out of all of us.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this is actually a bad update.
No.
When it comes down to it.
Let's face it. I use Thorn. I'm decent at PvP. I've done the flawless Trials of Osiris, and take that as you will. Obviously, some people will say, well, that doesn't mean you're good. I'm good enough to do that.
Yep.
I always use Thorn in Trials of Osiris and in PvP. I'm okay with the nerf because it needs to happen, because even though I use it, I'm only using it because I'm just as pissed off at other people using it on me.
Yeah.
I hate it. Nothing frustrates me more than when I get away from somebody because I made some crazy grenade dodge, but he picked me once in the leg with Thorn, and then I just see my health and I'm like, well, I'm fucking dead because he hit me in the foot. And the grenade splash damage kind of caught me. So I'm okay with those nerfs. I'm okay with Galahorn. I don't have one. Bungie said that Xur's going to have something that everybody's going to like. That's really funny because if they give Galahorn after they announce this big nerf...
Give me Vex.
I want
Vex.
At least, if they do that, it means I have 2 months of blowing the crap out of people before it gets nerfed, and then I can understand the power. One thing I really feel bad about is the people on Xbox. They're never going to get that really funny moment of Hawkmoon one-shotting somebody when you're near death. That was my favorite moment.
They get their perks too, though. I mean, take it as it is. Sony and Bungie, obviously people on Sony consoles.
Sony and Activision now, because they just got Call of Duty and stuff. They're they're getting everything.
But I mean, it's Xbox has their perks too. They do.
Yep.
I mean,
absolutely.
Things that they get that people on the PlayStation do.
They're getting Battlefront a week early, things like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. But I think people should, roll themselves back, including us sometimes. You need to relax, wait till the changes happen before you start shitting on them, because they said that the amount of weapons coming in the Taken King is the same as launch. So if that's
I
actually
don't have any more vault space.
And that if that's true, what if there is...
Actually,
what if there's a better rocket launcher? Maybe that's why they're doing the weapon balance of the older weapons, because they know that they have this rocket launcher in the works called The World Ender.
Gallahorn 2.0.
Gallahorn 2. I like the World Ender.
Yeah.
That sounds
I think
good.
it's cool.
I actually think, based off some of the stuff that I cut out of there, one of the things we're actually going to get to do is build our own weapons.
I think it'd be cool. I want a trading program, trading thing as well, because I
want your Vex.
Yeah, I have an extra one for you, and if I have Gallahorn, though, I don't think there's a trade.
I don't know if they'll ever
Sorry.
bring trades. I'm the one person who...
I'm not for it or against it. I understand.
I'm unbiased
I understand
on
the reason why they don't have it, because it would mean that somebody can jump into the game, level to 20, and be handed all of the gear.
Yeah.
I get that. There are some disadvantages to that, but in some ways that might help you, because you're about to launch a year 2 expansion that is going to start at level 34.
Yeah.
If you don't have a way to catch people up, you're effed. Like, nobody's going to jump into Destiny and keep playing, I don't think.
Well, that's the reason that when you pre-order the digital version now versus the hard copy, you actually get Destiny and Expansion 1 and Expansion 2 play right away.
Yeah.
So that's why they're hoping people will actually pre-order it. Yes, it's $80, but instead of having to pay the $80 in the store...
Anybody complains to me about the fucking $80, come talk to me. Because that's horseshit. I paid $100 for my limited edition, and now I have to pay $40 for the Taken King. And
Yeah.
you're
And
paying
then 20
$80
if
and
you
getting
want the extra.
everything.
And 20 if you want the extras.
Yeah, if 20 if I want it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
which is what?
Don't complain about it. That's genius.
Yeah.
It's $80 for everything. Cool. I understand that need. So
This one's getting longer.
I
than
think
the
it's a
other
little bit
one.
longer, but there was a lot of stuff to go over. It's nice when we have stuff to talk about,
I
because
know.
some of our episodes are like 16 minutes because there's nothing.
That's
We
true.
we come on and we're like, yeah, we played Destiny, and okay, bye.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, it's going to be like this every week, because every week they're going to have... I think Destiny's last word might actually
Well,
be
we can have a
longer
whole
than Light, but-
podcast next week about Xur selling Gallahorn if that happens. I'll do the whole podcast about it. Xur sold Gallahorn this weekend. I killed a drag with it. I killed a... just the whole podcast about it. I'll do the whole thing. Whole thing.
All right, you can do
All
that.
right, let's get the hell out of here.
All right.
If you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm Matt Chalice. If you want to follow Matt...
At Man W the Beard.
Ryan doesn't know what Twitter is. If you want to
Yeah,
follow us if you want to follow us as a collective group, we are at Gaming Lag, 2Gs and Lag. Please visit the website gaminglag.com. Same spelling. If you want to support us, please go to our Patreon. You heard the message at the beginning of the podcast. Throw us $1. We don't want people giving $50 and stuff. Obviously, that's too much money. We're looking to get 1,000 people to give $1 each, and that is a lot we can do with that. Hopefully, we will someday reach that. Please visit our shop as well if you really like us and want to support us and have something to represent while you're in college or work or whatever. We have a shop. It's on gaminglag.com or gaminglag.spreadshirt.com. Please support Extra Life. Go visit that as well. We're going to be at the Fredericton Gaming Expo. We have another podcast every single Monday. It's a gaming podcast, just general gaming. Obviously, we've taken all of the Destiny stuff out of that to make this Destiny podcast separate.
And that has been the last word.